And we are live. Welcome to another episode of Talking Sports Fantasy Baseball Advice with Alec Pecano. Let's get right to my rankings. First, I'm going to give you my top 30 outfield rankings 30 to 17. At number 30, I have Jordan Walker from the Cardinals. At number 29, I have Kyle Tucker from the Astros. Number 28, Michael Harris II from the Braves. 27, Jose Siri from the Rays. Number 26, Brendan Nimmo from the Mets. Number 25, I have Chris Bryant from the Rockies. 24, I have Henry Davis from the Pirates. Yes, he was on my catcher rankings the other day, but he's also an outfielder, so he is here at number 24. Number 23, I have Bryce Harper from the Phillies. Number 22, Bryce Harper was 23. Number 22, I have Esteury Ruiz from the A's. Number 21, I have Red Sox rookie outfielder Masataka Yoshida. Number 20, I have Ian Happ from the Cubs. Number 19, I have Stephen Kwan from the Guardians. Number 18, I have Yordan Alvarez from the Astros. Number 17, I have Anthony Santander from the Orioles. Number 16, I have Austin Hayes, also from the Orioles. Number 15, I have Aaron Judge. And I'm going to explain why Judge is here. He's the one guy I'm going to explain why he is where he is. Aaron Judge is at number 15 because he's missed a half portion of the season with a toe injury. And if he was playing right now, if he was still playing, I would have him inside the top 10. No doubt. He would be inside my top 10. But he hasn't played in a while. So that's why he's at number 15. At number 14, I've got George Springer from the Blue Jays. Number 13, I've got Alex Verdugo from the Boston Red Sox. Number 12, I've got Cedric Mullins from the Baltimore Orioles. At number 11, I've got Riley Green from the Tigers. At number 10, I've got Juan Soto from the Padres. At number 9, I've got his teammate, Fernando Tatis, who's also in that same outfield. At number 8, I've got Marcell Ozuna from the Braves. Number 7, I've got Luis Robert Jr. from the White Sox. Hold up, we're having... Everything's good. Number 6, I have Mookie Betts from the Dodgers. Number 5, I have Corbin Carroll from the Diamondbacks. Number 4, yes, I know he's hurt and he's going to be out till after the All-Star break, but he's still a really good outfielder. That is Mike Trout. At number 3, I've got Julio Rodriguez. And I've got Julio here because if you have him, he's helped you win a lot of games this year in fantasy baseball. At number 2, I've got Randy Arozarena from the Rays. He's having a breakout season, and hopefully the Rays pay him. And at number 1, to no one's surprise, is Atlanta Braves outfielder Ronald Acuna Jr. And now we're moving on to my next slide. My top 30 starting pitchers. Starting with number 30, I have Tyler Glasnow at number 30 in my starting pitcher rankings. Number 29, I've got Jose Barrios from the Toronto Blue Jays. At number 28, I've got Eduardo Rodriguez. Right now, he's a Tiger. But if they fall out of contention, right now they're only 5.5 games out of the division. But he's also another guy that's been hurt. But I have him here because I think he's going to have a big second half. And he might skyrocket up my rankings that I'm going to do again at the end of the season. But this time it's going to be the top 50 starting pitchers at the end of the season when I do it. At number 27, I've got another Blue Jay, Kevin Gausman from the Blue Jays. Of course, number 26, I've got Nestor Cortez Jr. from the Yankees. Number 25, I've got Shane Bieber from the Guardians. Number 24, Hunter Green from the Cincinnati Reds. Number 23, I've got Bryce Elder from the Braves. Number 22, I've got Zach Eflin from the Rays. Number 21, I have Hunter Brown, rookie pitcher for the Astros. Number 20, I know I'm going to have some explaining to do. Hold up. I apologize for that. Where was I? Number 20. Back to the countdown. Number 20. On my top 30 starting pitchers is Grayson Rodriguez. I have him here because I feel like Baltimore is going to call him back up. They sent him down because they wanted to do the same thing the Blue Jays did with Alek Manoah. They wanted him to work on some stuff, and he has, and he's delivered. And now I think he's going to get called back up. Now, number 19, Tarek Skubal from the Detroit Tigers. Number 18, Pablo Lopez from the Twins. He has been awesome. I think that was a win-win trade that the Marlins and Twins made in the offseason. Number 17, Zach Wheeler from the Phillies. Number 16, Freddie Peralta from the Brewers. Number 15, Reed Detmers from the Angels. Number 14, Nick, and this is another guy. He's hurt right now, just like Hunter Green. But I have high hopes for both of them. Nick Lodolo's at number 14. Now here we go to number 13 through 1. Yes, you see number 13, and you're gonna think, why is he that low on your rankings? Number 13, I have Sandy Alcantara from the Marlins. Explanation coming right now. He struggled big time. He has struggled this year. After winning the Cy Young last year, he has struggled this year to, I believe it's a 5 ERA. Now, number 12, Brandon Woodruff. Again, he would be in my top 10 if he wasn't hurt. If he wasn't hurt, he would be in front of Bailey Ober, Casey Mize, Framber Valdez, Justin Verlander. He'd probably be in my top 5, but he's not. He's been hurt this year. At number 11, I've been talking about him when I do my waiver wire segment a lot, so that means I must be really high on this guy. And it's Brian Bayo from the Red Sox. At number 10, I've got Bailey Ober from the Twins. And now the moment y'all been waiting for. Here is my top 9 starting pitchers going into the second half. Number 9, I've got Casey Mize. He has not made a start yet this year, but I've been hearing that he's still on track for a late season debut for the Tigers. I don't have him in my next 2 segments where I do stashing players, but if you need pitching help, I would go out and stash him because he may help you win a championship. Number 8 is Framber Valdez from the Astros. Number 7 is Justin Verlander from the Mets. Number 6, Garrett Cole from the Yankees. Number 5 is rookie Reds pitcher Andrew Abbott. He's another guy. He may be, I know there's some analysts out there that don't have Abbott inside their top 10 in starting pitcher rankings. I do. And I've been impressed since they called him up and they said he's not going back down to the minor leagues. He has been very impressive in his first taste of the big leagues. That's why he's at number 5. Number 4 is Aaron Nola from the Phillies. Number 3, and I know I'm going to get some slack for this. He should be in front of number 2, but he's not. It's Shohei Ohtani from the Angels. Number 2, my number 2 starting pitcher is Shane McClanahan. And drum roll, please. Number 1, Spencer Strider from the Braves. Here's 6 players I want, 6 fantasy baseball players to stash for the second half. Number 6 is O'Neal Cruz. If you have an IL spot and you've been struggling at shortstop, stash O'Neal Cruz on your IL. He is supposed to be back in August or September. So he can help you win a championship in September or help you get there in August if he comes back in August. Number 5, he just came back up to the big leagues last week. Alek Manoah from the Blue Jays. Manoah, he looked back to being himself in his first start back. Granted, it was against the Tigers. But it doesn't matter. He's back, folks. Go ahead and pick him up if he's available in your league and stash him. Joe Adell is my number 4 player to stash from the Angels. This is self-explanatory. If you have Trout on your fantasy baseball team and a Joe Adell is available in your league, go pick him up, stash him, and see how much playing time he gets. He may be in a platoon, but if he is available, pick him up, stash him on your bench. Number 3 player to stash is Royce Lewis from the Twins. Number 2 player to stash is Diamondbacks outfielder Alek Thomas. And the number 1 player in part 1 of this segment to stash is Jared Young, a first baseman from the Cubs. Here's my 6 prospects to stash, part 1. Number 6, infielder Curtis Mead from the Rays. I don't know when he's going to get called up. The only thing blocking him, it's not Isaac Paredes. It is that he's not on the 40-man roster. If he was on the 40-man roster, I think he would have already gotten called up. Number 5 prospect to stash is Guardians outfielder George Valera. Number 4 prospect to stash is Rockies starting pitcher Jeff Criswell. The number 3 player to prospect to stash is Andy Pages from the Dodgers. Number 2 is starting pitcher Jordan Wicks from the Cubs. And number 1, I've got 2 guys you need to stash. One of them, both of them have already been called up, but one of them, it's really questionable how long he's going to stay with the team. And that is Jonathan Aranda with the Rays. They just put Yandy Diaz. First, there was Josh Lowe that went on family medical, and then Lowe only missed 2 games. He's back. So they sent Aranda back down to the minors. But then they called him back up yesterday because they put Yandy Diaz on the paternity list because Yandy's wife is having another kid. So if you need help, stash Jonathan Aranda. If you play in the keeper league, I would advise to keep him on your team because the Rays might make a few trades in the offseason, whether it be they might trade Brandon Lau. That's all I'm going to say. And then the other guy is Colton Cowser. And he's playing basically virtually every day for the Orioles. And now the next thing I'm going to talk about is my prediction for the future Rays starting lineup and pitching rotation here on Fantasy Baseball Advice. I think in the future, the Rays, Wander Franco is going to be your leadoff hitter. Arozarena is going to bat second. Curtis Mead's going to be the third baseman. Jonathan Aranda is going to DH. Aranda. Taylor Walsh is going to be at second base. Josh Lowe is going to be in right field. Blake Hunt's going to be your catcher, everyday catcher. Kyle Manzardo is going to be at first base. And your center fielder for the Rays in the future will be Jose Siri. Your starting pitching rotation for the Rays in the future is going to look like this. McClanahan is the ace. He's going to be at the top of the rotation. Shane Baz, number 2. Taj Bradley, number 3. Number 4, Jeffrey Springs, if he's still with the Rays. And then 5 is going to be a competition between 3 young guys. Cole Wilcox, J.J. Goss, Mason Montgomery. 3 more prospects to stash, part 2. Number 3, Kyle Manzardo. I just talked about him in the previous segment with the future for the Rays. Kyle Manzardo from the Rays. Number 2, Matt Mash Mervis from the Cubs. And his teammate at number 1, Pete Crow Armstrong, also from the Cubs. And honorable mentions going to Sal Frelick, an outfielder in the Brewer system, and Cameron Meisner, an outfielder with the Rays. And here's my thing. With Frelick, I think he could be up soon. Meisner and Manzardo, it's really the question of when. When do the Rays call him up? If the Rays trade an outfielder, I see Meisner coming up. If the Rays trade one of Luke Raley, Harold Ramirez, one of those 2 guys, I can see Manzardo coming up. Mervis, it's just a matter of time before he gets called up. And same with Pete Crow Armstrong, because the Cubs are rebuilding. I know Cubs fans don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. Let's face it. Next, I'm going to talk about my top 10 MLB Power Rankings. Yes, I see the error I made. Number 10, I've got the Astros. Number 9, the Diamondbacks. Number 8, the surprising Miami Marlins. Number 7, the Yankees. Number 6, the Angels. Number 5, the Dodgers. Number 4, Baltimore Orioles. Number 3, the Cincinnati Reds. Number 2, the Tampa Bay Rays. And number 1, the Atlanta Braves. And the final segment I'm going to talk about today is my predictions for the trade deadline for the Tampa Bay Rays and the trades I think they should make that won't cost them a lot for prospect wise or guys they're willing to give up. The first trade I think they should make is with the Washington Nationals to acquire pitcher Trevor Williams. He can either be a starter or he can come out of the bullpen and be a long reliever. I don't think all you're going to have to give up to get him is utility man Vidal Brujan and outfielder Tristan Peters. And the thing with Peters is I believe he's on the 40-man roster right now. So if he gets traded to Washington, they'd be able to automatically call if they wanted to. I know Brujan's in the 40-man because the Rays have called him up twice. So, and I think what you do if you're the Rays is you send Brujan and Peters. Brujan needs to change the scenery to where he could play every day. And I think he would get that opportunity with the Nationals. Whether it be at third base, because I think the Nationals are going to trade Jeimer Candelario for prospects, probably. And then the second trade for the Rays I would make is trading for Daniel Bard from the Rockies. And I think all you're going to have to give up here is reliever / starting pitcher Luis Patino and infielder Carlos Colmenares, which I don't think that's a bad package to give up for an aging relief pitcher that can help you in the playoffs and help you down the stretch. And the last thing, here's my social medias. Email, that is only if you want to be a guest on the show. Other than that, Instagram, DMs, and my Snapchat are open. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out and ask. I will do my best to answer as I do have another job. I do also have a day job. Every 4 days, I work somewhere else. YouTube is my second job right now until I can make a full-time income on YouTube and still work at the other place I work at. But again, like I said, send your questions to my Instagram DMs and my Snapchat, and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you. And I have two other streams tonight. 7:45, and I believe the other one's either 8:45 or 9:45. Please come out and join the stream. Thank you. Have a wonderful morning.